All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem Makakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, the elder bishops of Great Millstone, who rule well. Peace and salutation to the elect scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, to the men on the highways and the byways that are pushing out this word in truth and sincerity, and to the remnant men, women, and children of the elect. To you all, I say Shalom. My name is Ahmawan, Ahyash, and I'm back with another lesson through the power and the spirit of Yahawashi. Lord willing, this is edifying. I wanted to do a lesson going into something that's been floating around the internet recently with former U.S. President Barack Obama. He went on a podcast. I believe, I don't know what the platform was, but he was talking with his wife and I guess some other people, and he had got around to mentioning how every black man should have a man from the alphabet community as a friend. You should have somebody from that community in your circle so that you can have the perspective of that man, but that particular man that I guess will help you be more well-rounded, or just have that perspective that you need. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need that perspective in your life so you can understand, how a man from that community thinks. You know what I'm saying? And I was just scrolling through X today and I found this video, which inspired me to do the lesson, because I just kind of like heard about it, but I didn't go looking into it or whatever. I can't remember where I heard it from, but and then I just saw this, which it made me laugh a little bit. But the whole point is, yeah, man, with somebody like Obama, you know what I'm saying? He's clearly pushing the agenda. He's been pushing the agenda. I have the article pulled up from Newsweek back in 2012 when they put him on the front page of Newsweek, pushing this agenda, and it hasn't stopped. It hasn't stopped. We've seen, America, Babylon, has pushing the LBG, the alphabet agenda, for some time. You know what I mean? They want to completely feminize all men, and eradicate any type of masculinity in this country, because this is the land of confusion, right? And that's what they want to create, but I'm gonna play a little bit of this because this is the video that made me go looking for it, and I actually found the video of Obama saying it. So I'm gonna play this, and then I'm going to play the other video that Obama. I'm gonna try not to, and the dude even mentioned this in his video. I'll try not to get a strike, man, because of the guidelines, YouTube, man. But because this is the one community you can't offend. This and the JOOS, you know what I'm saying? Can't offend them. But let me play this. I'm gonna try to stop it before he gets a little crazy with his words. But here we go.
Respectfully, actually, fuck that. What the fuck is Obama talking about? This nigga just got on national television, sat across from Michelle Obama, and said every boy needs a DL whisperer in their life. I don't want to get community guidelines, so what the fuck are you talking about? Oh, if as a man you need another perspective on what it's like to be that kind of man. Nigga, if I'm not gay, what the fuck do I need to know? Who is running these niggas? Who is running this show? Like, this has got to be some type of puppeteer show or something going on, right? Niggas have to be reading from a script at this point. What the fuck are you talking about? Every young man needs to get...
I'm gonna stop it there, because then he starts to get a little crazy. But this is the video that I came across that made me go searching for it. It just made me want to do a lesson about it, just because it represents the times that we're in. It represents what we've seen from Obama and from his handlers, ever since he took office. You know what I'm saying? They've been pushing this agenda very, 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 very hard. You know what I'm saying? They've even added letters to the community. Year after year after year, they've, implemented laws protecting this community. It's just a reflection of what this land represents and how it's going down the drain. And people are watching this and seeing this, and they're fed up with, the overly, the overemphasizing of, why this community needs to be protected, and why you have to sort of tippy toe around, your words, and even me mentioning him and this guy mentioning the community guidelines. You got to be careful what you say. It's just like all of it is just, it's just too much, man. It's just too much at this point. But this is the video. This is the video that I found of him actually saying it. So let's listen to this.
One of the things that I think a lot of times boys need is not just exposure to one guy.
One dad.
No matter how good the dad
is. He can't be everything.
He can't be everything. And then that boy may need somebody to give the boy some perspective on the dad.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
One of the most valuable things I learned as a guy was I had a gay professor in college at a time when openly gay folks still weren't out of line, who became one of my favorite professors and was a great guy and would call me out when I started saying stuff that was ignorant. You need that to show empathy and kindness. And by the way, you need that person in your friend group, so that if you then have a boy who's gay or non-binary or what have you, they have somebody that they can go, okay, I'm not alone in this. And
something that stood out, he said, you need that perspective and you need that person in your life to show empathy and kindness. No, you don't. You can show empathy, you can show kindness without having someone from that community in your circle. You can be well-rounded, you can be well-versed, okay, without having somebody in that community. You don't need that perspective, okay? Because truth be told, having a man from that community in your circle, what? That goes to show that, look, man, that's a bad decision maker. Let's just put it like that. If you're in that community as a man, I don't need your perspective. You don't make good decisions. You're probably over emotional. Probably don't use a whole lot of logic when it comes to making decisions, and so. But again, this is more this lesson is more so to speak to Babylon the Great. This system this beast system that has rule and control over the earth, and this is why America has to be destroyed. Okay, let's get the Book of Revelation, chapter 17. Let's start at the top. Revelation 17:1. And there came one of the seven angels which have seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. And that great whore represents Babylon the Great, America, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. You know what I mean? Because Babylon and their wine, their philosophy, their way of life have committed fornication with these other nations. All right. So he carried me away in the spirit to the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Okay, which represents NATO and the EU. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. Okay, so this is a representation of Babylon the Great. Okay, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. Verse 5, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Okay, and this is explaining, the filthiness and the abominations and the fornication that comes, the philosophy, that mentality that comes from Babylon the Great, America, which has, made the earth drunk. All right. This type of conversation, this type of talk, when you have former presidents pushing this out, and they always do it under the guise of, having respect for other people's perspectives and opinions and loving who you want to love, you know what I mean? Completely anti-Yahawashi. And this is why Babylon's going to have to be judged the way, that's why it's going to be judged the way it's going to be judged, I don't know if any of you remember this, but remember back in 2012, when he was in office, Newsweek posted on the cover of their magazine, it had Barack Obama on the cover, the first GAY president, right? Why? Because he was the man that allowed GAY marriage, so I can't, you know what I'm saying, into law. He signed it into law. He made it legal. Okay. He made it legal. So they named him and put a halo on top of his head with the flag, which it shouldn't represent, the rainbow shouldn't represent GAY, that community. You know what I'm saying? That's a covenant that Yahawashi made, that he would never flood the earth again, But they took it and made it something wicked. That's the evil and the wickedness that comes from Esau, Edom, man. This is what we're looking at. Let me see. I got a couple scriptures. I did Revelation 17, but let's do Romans. Romans 1 and 21. Start there. Because that when they knew the Most High, they glorified him not as the Most High, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. Okay, professing themselves to be wise, they became fools and changed the glory of the uncorruptible power into an image made like unto corruptible man, and to birds and the four-footed beasts and creeping things. Wherefore the Most High also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, dishonored their own bodies between themselves. And this is what happens when you join that community. You know what I'm saying? The Most High gives you up to uncleanness and the lust of your own hearts, the lust of your own minds, to dishonor your body between themselves. Verse 25, who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie, and worship and serve the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. All right. For this cause the Most High gave them up unto vile affections. Okay. And in NLT it says, that is why the Most High abandoned them to their shameful desires, right? So he gave them up unto vile, shameful, nasty, disgusting affection, all right? It says, for even their women did change their natural use into that which is against nature, okay? And that's against nature when man lies with mankind and woman with womankind. It's against nature, right? It's against Yahawashi, but that's this entire system. Okay, that's all you're going to get from Esau, Edom. That's all you're ever going to get from Babylon the Great. All things that are anti-righteous. All right, verse 27 says, and likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burn in their lust toward one another, men with men working, which is unseemly. Okay, the Lord calls that unseemly. When mankind lays with mankind, the Lord calls it unseemly. Okay, and in the NLT it says, men did shameful things with other men. It's unseemly. It's shameful you to lay down with another man. Okay, so why would we want a perspective of a man who's unseemly, who does shameful acts? We don't. You know, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error, which was meat. All right, and the Lord has a judgment coming for all of this. All right, verse 28, and even as they did not like to retain the Most High in their knowledge, the Most High gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness. This is how the Lord is describing these acts: unrighteousness, fornications, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of the Most High, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, and so on and so forth. That's the mentality of somebody, you know, that is the spirit of, those in that community, and why would anybody want that perspective? Again, they try to hide it under the guise of love and opinion and have respect for everybody. Like, nah. All right, this is why this world and society is in the place where it is now. Just complete confusion. All right. This is the book of Isaiah. Just a quick lesson through the Spirit. Just to continue to show where this place and why you need to depart from this place. I say, okay, gotta depart from this. Is not our rest, man. This is a whole goddamn shit show. All right, Isaiah 24:10 says, the city of confusion is broken down, and Babylon is great, is known as the city of confusion. All right, what this man is talking about, this is confusion. All right, this is evil in the sight of the Lord. Okay, and they continue to try to condition and brainwash people into thinking that this is, into feeling like this is something that, we should all embrace. It's just evil and confusion. All right, and there's a lot of people who, even if you're not a part of this community, they support this. They support, giving equal, everything for this community. Right? But at the end of the day, it's about what the Lord says. Really quick, let me get that in Proverbs. You have to stand up against this type of madness. Proverbs 17:15 says, he that justifieth the wicked and condemneth the just, even they are both abomination to the Lord. All right, so if you justify these wicked acts and condemn those who come up against it, you're just as guilty as those who are committing the acts. All right, and that's the Lord drawing the line in the sand. Ain't no gray area with Yahawashi. You know what I'm saying? It's either you on the side of wickedness or you on the side of righteousness. There's no in between. All right? Either you want to serve the Lord and you want to do what's pleasing unto the Lord, or you just want to be, you want to lean onto your own understanding, as the scriptures say. And that's what this guy's doing, leaning unto his own understanding. He don't want the Lord to direct his path. He's controlled. All right, and he's going to be judged along with the rest of the abominable, spirit and mind of this place, and those who push this agenda. All right. So again, it's just a quick lesson through the spirit. Just wanted to jump into that real quick. Lord willing, this doesn't get taken down, but hey, it is what it is. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Kakwadash. Double honor to the apostles, the elders, the elder bishops, the great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect. Shalom.